Nigel, thanks for speaking to us today. We're here in Scotland. You're about to do a rally. The stage is set. You're polling second here. What does success look like for you in these May elections?
Complex series of answers. Here in Scotland, to become the opposition would be amazing. Be absolutely amazing. And if we embed ourselves there, we can move on in the years to come. In Wales, well, we're neck and neck right now, literally neck and neck with Plaid in those polls. The Labour Party, particularly in the valleys, Keir Hardie, real birthplace of the Labour Party, almost disappearing off the map. So, to be frank, coming first in Wales is the ambition. Whether we can remains to be seen.
OK, let's go on to delivery, because with your councils, there were promises made by candidates across multiple areas to freeze or cut council tax during last year's elections. And some of them have been reneged on. Well, Northamptonshire candidates signed a letter pledging a freeze, and council tax in that council's gone up 4.99%.
I, as leader of the party, as leader of the party, relentlessly, as I'm doing this year, toured the country for 2 months. But Nigel, Northamptonshire candidates
signed a letter pledging to freeze council tax. It's gone up by 4.99%.
When you put up thousands of candidates, individuals or groups may say different things. The fact is, I was very careful last year, even when I spoke to you that night, on the eve of the election, very careful not to overpromise and underdeliver.
What's your message then to the voters of Northamptonshire that were given a leaflet with your face on it, and then
we
that
are in
happened?
control of 10 councils. Have a look at the council tax rises in the reform-led councils compared to the other parties.
Yes.
Take it in the round.
And yes, I have. I have looked at it, and you're right that they are.
Thank you.
That you are right that overall the council tax rises have been lower than in other party-led councils, right? I'm not arguing with you about that.
And we've saved £300 million.
Sorry, I know we
can stand on our record.
But the point is that you are stressing that you can't control what local candidates are promising. But this comes back to the delivery risk, doesn't it? Because if voters see a promise on a leaflet in Northamptonshire and that's reneged on...
Well, I never saw that leaflet, and if I had, I would have decayed it.
Yes, but do you understand? Do you acknowledge the risk, and how can you fix that?
I went round the country relentlessly saying we would save money and keep council tax rises to the absolute minimum. And you know what? A year on, we have delivered.
But do you need to tighten the message because you're finding that? But if you're a voter in Northamptonshire, you're going to be annoyed, aren't you? Because you were promised one thing, you voted for candidates, and your council tax has gone up.
I spoke to all the local media. I did everything I could do to make the message very, very clear.
Your opponents will say it makes you not credible. What do you say to that?
We're not North Korea. I can't control individuals and thousands of people what they say.
A year ago, just go back to where we were last April, I also asked you about the NHS ahead of the last local elections. You clearly told me you did not want the NHS to be funded through general taxation. You said it doesn't work. You literally, you did.
You never said. I'm really sorry.
You said it doesn't work. It's not working. Is that still your position?
It's never been my position.
I've got the transcript here.
It's never been my position. The NHS is funded through general taxation. The question is, what do you do with the money and how do you spend the money? I've never, ever...
Nigel, I've got the quote here. I said, just to be clear, do you think it should still be funded through general taxation? You think you need to look at the funding model? You said, I do not want it funded through general taxation. It doesn't work. It's not working. We're getting worse bang for the buck. I want it free at the point of delivery, but it's how we get there.
It's exactly.
So you do want it funded through general taxation.
So the money is taken in through taxation. The question then is, how do you spend the money? And there are other models in our European neighbours where taxpayers' money is farmed out through efficient, competitive ways that gets better bang for the buck. There's no contradiction there at all. None whatsoever.
So you still want to look at insurance models, potentially?
I want to look at how the money we pay to the government is spent. And if it's spent, if public money is better spent through insurance companies or even private companies competing for hip replacements. If we get more people being treated, so much the better. And this is what's so awkward about this. You know, we've gone from being 7.5% of GDP to 11.5% of GDP in the last few years. Expenditure on health, with fewer hospital beds, with worse outcomes. This isn't working. What I'm trying to work out is how do we get better bang for our buck? The fundamental model is something we believe in. We all pay according to income, and we all have the access to it being free at the point of delivery. The bit in the middle is going horribly wrong.
Okay, so you're going to have a clear model for that come the next general election?
Yes, and you know, in terms of business, energy, in terms of immigration, crime, in terms of Shadow Chancellor, education, all of that I put in place this year. I've got more to do.
Okay.
I accept that.